Hi, I'm Bill DeVille, host of United States of Americana on The Current. We're talking about Guy Clark today because, well, Willie Nelson just covered a song of his live, and he has a couple of them on his fine new latest album. And Steve Earle has a full album of nothing but Guy Clark songs, a big tribute to one of his old friends. Guy Clark is a legendary songwriter who's been kind of a craftsman of great songs for a long time. We lost him back in 2016. He started recording back in the 70s and made his final album in 2013 called My Favorite Picture of You, which is just a wonderful album. And the thing about Guy Clark is he's also a luthier. The luthier is one who builds guitars, and Guy Clark's songs are as solid as a well-built guitar. Many of them are autobiographical, and many of them he's just spinning a yarn. But this guy has this wonderful kind of gravelly voice, kind of nicotine stained, and when he tells a story, you really believe him. He has a way of just sucking you into his song, and they can almost put a tear in your eye. And he's kind of the bridge between two famous Bobs, Bob Wills and Bob Dylan. Steve Earle met Guy Clark a long, long time ago, and he was kind of a mentor to Mr. Earle, and they were good friends. In fact, Steve recorded a demo at his house just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And I guess it was so intimate in Guy's house that you could hear his wife, Susan, grilling bacon in that actual demo tape that Steve made that day.
You know, Guy was, I met him when I was 19 years old when I got to Nashville, and he kind of showed me around and made people listen to my songs, got me my first publishing deal. And then when his first record came out, I went out and played bass for him on the road until it was decided that he needed a better bass player. And I needed to stay home and write some songs because I had a publishing deal by that time.
Steve Earle has a new album called Guy, and it's a tribute to his hero, who again we lost back in 2016. And he covers a lot of great Guy Clark songs, including Dublin Blues, which is just a fantastic story about Guy Clark, who was lonely in Dublin, Ireland, really wanted to be home, having some chili and a margarita at his favorite joint, the Texas Chili Parlor in Austin, Texas.
Wish I was in Austin in the Chili Parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas, and I get where you are.
If you were looking to get started listening to Guy Clark, you might first check out his 1995 album, which in fact was called the Dublin Blues. In fact, that's one of the bookends of the album. There's that song, which Guy, as I mentioned before, is longing for his home in Austin, Texas, and the chili and the margaritas and everything that comes with it. And there's also a song which is called the Randall Knife, which is a song about this knife his father had purchased. But the song is really about so much more. And Guy does it in sort of a spoken word mode in this song, and it'll just put a tear in your eye. And it's almost like the perfect Father's Day song. In fact, it even touches on Guy's father in the funeral when he passes away. It's really a moving masterpiece. And it's really a fantastic album from Guy Clark. You can hear artists like Guy Clark Sunday mornings from 8 until 10 a.m. Central on The Current. You can find it over at thecurrent.org.